So take a listen to this quote from retired General Wesley Clark. Quote, he said, this is part of the quote, okay? He said it's part of the quote. He said he reached over to his desk and picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office, and I went over there for a reason. Today. And he said there's a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq, and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. And this took place, according to General Clark, around the time that, excuse me, I have to cough, around the time that that Bush II's Iraq war happened. Okay, and I went here on purpose, only because I wanted to show you some of the terrible gear that I have. I'm not saying this out of pity, but just to show you that yes, you can do this with some terrible gear. I just got that. It replaced my other boots, and I got that from AV Weekend. The entirety of level 56 has been AV Weekend, by the way. And after I go through the gear, we're going to multi-mob, and we're going to talk a little bit about the sticky wicket that is the Middle East right now. Okay, so we have that. The Light Forge set is what's been saving me so far because of 200 extra armor, level 44. Yeah, I get a big bad 7 mana per second, level 45, and 14 spell power, yay, at level 46. And again, Light Forge bracers saved me, and I've been shopping for shields. So I have 2 pieces of armor that's actually going to be replaced when I level up, so we're going to multi-mob our way out of this, okay? Now, alright, so on your mark, get set, and let's go. Come here, you. Let's do a yellow and you first. My utility seal is messed up. Don't like that. Ooh, it didn't take. Now you see how I'm doing this when I'm multi-mobbing, and it's just a way to help conserve mana. I only hit when my Holy Shield cooldown lines up. It gives me 1 tiny second of mana regeneration before you go onward and upward. You're still going to have to drink after the pull, but it helps keep you going here. Why is my damage seal not up? I had that going. Oh, because I had to judge it. I didn't refresh it. Ooh, it's still early in the morning here. It's 8:50. Cut me some slack. So, you can see here, terrible armor, I can do it. Okay, you can too. And it's really easy. It's just a matter of keeping things going. And once I drink, I'm going to sim mouse. This has been really glitchy all morning so far. It's been using the sim mouse. It's just stutter stopped. Alright, so we're full up, so I can do this. And I can revert to mana as my default. And now let's go. And we'll look for a couple other mobs. And then we'll start a talking here while I'm doing that. And come here, you, 53. And 53. And if you pick up a 3rd mob, and I've done that before, you have certain buttons you can push. But let's start a talking. We have to go clear back to October 7th and the horrifying events that happened then. And you have to remember that Iran funds this. They give them the money for this. I mean, it's not like they magic print. It isn't like that at all. It's not magic print. Uh-oh, my consecration's down. But that's okay. Now I can get back up. No, they're funded, and they are funded by Iran. Okay? And that's why Israel, in its we're not doing this, and we're not taking this any longer moment, as said, we're going after Iran. But they can't, but I don't believe they're going to be able to finish it. That is going to take boots on the ground. They're wanting this is a regime change in history moment, right before it always happens. Oh, the Scarlets are there. Ugh. And it's how it always goes down when you have a violent overthrow. You know, you can see it coming from a mile away, you can warn people, but in the end it's still going to happen. You know, it's like some things are just obligatory in terms of what goes on. And just, you know, the warning signals are all there. The warning signals are all there right now that Iran is in a forcible regime change moment. Let's just let that settle in for a minute. And we're going to address a whole lot of other topics today, including this one, that all your arguments and your philosophical waxing about whether or not Israel should exist or whether or not it has the right to exist is just that. It's waxing philosophical. They are there, and there's nothing we can really do about it. Now, is there? Is there? Okay? You can't go to the negotiating table saying that they don't exist. Absolutely not. The Israeli party will just get up and leave the room. And that's the same for the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. You can't go around pretending like these places don't exist. And then you have to magically head up to the negotiating table and then pretend they exist, and then you pretend that they don't exist again. So you have to be able to go through here realistically and say, yes, these people are here, and yes, we are here too. How are we going to make this into the best possible situation for everybody? So until you understand that point, it's moot. They're already there. Whether or not Israel has a right to exist is a moot point. They are there. You may get over it. Arguing about whether or not the West Bank and the Gaza Strip should exist, if you want to say it that way, is a moot point. They're there. You may get over it. And nobody is really going into this thinking that. They're going in thinking they can annihilate the other side, and then get funded by, and then one side gets funded by Iran, and then everybody acts all shocked because Israel launched what they even termed as a preemptive strike at Iran. And see here, what are we up to now? 18.2 of 18.7. We're going to go ahead and level up. We're going to finish this one out. We'll go ahead and finish this level out, because I think I can do it. I think I can. Oops, that's the one I wanted. So you see here, the entire point again is just to keep Consecration and Holy Shield rolling at all costs. Now, so we go back. We go back into the preemptive strike that happened in Iran. And everybody stating, yes, this isn't a preemptive strike. There are U.S. Navy vessels going down there, war posturing as we speak, almost as if someone wants us embroiled in this conflict. I mean, do they want us embroiled in this? Because that's what it feels like. It's absolutely what it feels like every single minute. And I don't like it. I don't want to go to war in Iran. I don't want us over there. I don't, and, but every sign points right now. Every single sign points right now to we're going in there. And News and Warcraft better just get over it, and you better be ready to report about an escalating conflict in Iran that can easily boil over because the entire Middle East is a powder keg to begin with, and it can very easily boil over into World War III. Very easily. Just like how Russia and Ukraine could boil over any second into that scenario, into the World War III scenario. Uh-oh. Go away. Ah. Phooey. Come on. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh. No. I may have to eat this for a while. There it goes. Sometimes that happens. Oh, a scroll. So we're going to live off the land, too, while we level up. But hopefully there's... Now, and hopefully this gets resolved on its own. You know, we can only hope. But right now, Israel and Iran are trading missiles. And if you haven't seen the Tel Aviv feed, they have a live camera feed there. You can't get in Iran right now because there's a media blackout. They did have for a long time a feed. There was one out of Tehran and one off to the side of Tehran, I believe. I think. I can't quote myself exactly on where that other camera was, but it showed. But there are times where the missiles show up. And watch the Israeli defense thing, the Iron Dome. You get this, in seeing it in action is so... No. Ah! Well, at least I got it undone. I know, I got off kilter here. Yeah, but watch the Iron Dome in action one day. And you'll see one, we saw one last night, and this is what I mean by it, by watch it, because we saw one last night, and it does this U-turn right in midair and goes chasing after that other rocket. But they're running out of those. They're running out of their defense grid, which means they're going to be highly vulnerable. You've seen some go through. I'm not going to say that Israel is unscathed, no. But it's not a burning mess of wreckage either. It definitely isn't that. But we are dealing, but in Israel they are dealing with some with the damage from this. There are rockets that are hitting. It is causing damage. It is destroying civilians. It truly is. I don't know what else to tell you. And the opposite winds up going true too. That no. I guess it's going to be a constant fight with the dispelling. There we go. Good job. But the oddest moment so far in the exchanges that we've seen between Israel and Iran was the one with the news lady. And if you haven't seen that yet, go look it up. Just look up like Iranian news lady. And she's going on and on and on. She's espousing Iranian propaganda. It's state-run media. And it's not like BBC state-run. It's more like North Korea state-run. It's giving you the government's opinion on everything possible. So let's roll here. And she was espousing it. She was going through her normal, it's just the normal government spiel, which always involves threatening other nations. I don't know why. Iranian propaganda tends to involve threatening other nations, but it does. And right in the middle of it comes this explosion, and the entire studio falls apart around her, and she's rushing off. which is kind of a sad metaphor for the state of Iran. They've talked this very tough game for years and years, decades. Decades, honestly. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, as you can see here, we have two things to equip. But they've talked to this very tough game for I don't know how long. And let's go ahead and hearth. And we'll do spinny hearth too. Ah, wait. Oh, wait, we want to do spinny hearth. For that, you can't have the mouse pointer out. You can't do sim mouse. There we go. We'll do spinny hearth for this. But it's a sad metaphor for the state of affairs in Iran today. They've always talked this tough game. Everybody said, you don't want to mess with Iran. No, Iran is like the big boy on the block in the Middle East. And Israel, this tiny little nation, tiny little Israel, go look at the map. Look at the map. Israel's this tiny little sliver of the Middle East. And the Gaza Strip isn't even as big as Washington, D.C., nowhere near as big. I think it's about I think it's half sized, and it's this small tiny sliver of land that everybody seems to be going over, and it's proving that Iran only talks a tough game. Just like tacos. Just like a taco. If you only talk a tough game, you wind up getting nicknames like Taco. I wonder what would Iran's nickname be? It can't be Iako, because they don't cave in. IFO, Iran folds up. Or IFU, Iran folds up. IFU. No. I don't know. Why don't you leave a comment, see what you think. But for today's news in Warcraft, this is Turkeytentia. I'm probably heading back to Silithus. How do you even pronounce that? See, we need pronunciation guides, people. But I wish you all a great day and great gaming. When I get to Silithus, whatever it's called, I might try another one. There's a couple other things I wanted to record, and you just never know. So I may be back and I may not. But have a great day and great gaming. Goodbye, everybody. And if you're in Israel or Iran, stay safe. So with a buff to XP, let's do our other spot here. And this is a what-if scenario. And I thought about it for a minute, and I thought, well, should this be a separate video or should it just be attached? And I think this should be attached. So what I'm going to do is, after a little while and talking about this and cleansing a lot because these scorpions are mean, then I'm going to attach this to the other video that you just saw. So what would happen if North Korea did, what would happen to North Korea? They already do. What would happen if Iran, I've already given away what's going to happen. What would happen if the Islamic Republic of Iran got the nuclear weapon? Okay? And everybody's like, well, so what if they get it? So what if they get it? So what if they get it? Well, we know from history this is not a happy thing. Okay? And let's just be very honest about this. I forgot to spend my talent point. I've got one to spend. So you can see here, we're going down holy. Illumination. I didn't do any questing or anything. I was at Stormwind and then ran to Netherguard. And now I'm here, so you didn't miss a thing. But we know from history what will happen. And the basics of it are, once you get this item that can level places to the ground, you find a way to administer it. Every single time. And we know this from actually recent history. Let's go to North Korea. North Korea did its first nuclear weapon test on October 9th, 2006. And the world stood back a second and went, okay. Which was which people said, well, it would only be thrown at South Korea, and what would be the loss of South Korea? Well, it would be the loss of South Korea. Okay, people, that's not a. I mean, we're talking about people's lives. But their big enemy also was the United States. Guess what North Korea did next? They got a bunch of ballistic missiles capable of carrying a nuclear weapon, and it can strike the United States now. Did you know that? Maybe you didn't, I don't know. But we know what's going to happen once Iran gets a nuclear weapon. And again, let's look at North Korea. The moment you get it, the next step is a delivery system. Because it's not World War II anymore. You can't put it on an Enola Gay and hope everything goes for the best. No way, no shape, no how. Come here, you. So what you have to do is develop a system that's going to rapidly get it through, and then you hope it doesn't get hit by any missile defense systems like Iron Dome or a Patriot missile battery or whatever we're going to be using to ward this off. Okay. And before that, North Korea was actually a part of the the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and which means we're not going to pursue nuclear weapons. We're going to pursue this in the interests of energy. We don't want to blow people up, basically, is what it said. North Korea withdrew from that in 2003 and then said, well, we're going to be developing. I don't get a break, do I? And then the second thing they did, the delivery system. Now, Iran, I would assume, has a pretty good delivery system because you've seen the amount of rockets they can throw at Israel. They just need to be able to up the range to hit the United States, which is what North Korea did too. Did you know that? That's always the first thing you have to do when you get when you get a weapon like that. You develop the method to get it through to the other party. And with that, I am going to just shamelessly mob grind and try to finish these quests out. So you're not missing much here. It's not even a part of a level yet. And by the way, as of the last AV weekend, I finally got my insignia. It took a long time, and it took a losing AV in order to do it, but then a bunch of people went down to the cave and we did it. So for today's news in Warcraft, this is Turkeytentia again, and I wish you a great day and great gaming. Goodbye, everybody.